There we go. We are recording. So hello to everybody who is watching this in the future. That's the weirdest thing. It's like being in a time warp when I record this. It's like, hi, future people. Okay. There we go. Alyssa, I am phoning you. Hopefully this will be able to hear both of us.
Hello.
Hi, is this Alyssa?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're recording this on Zoom. So you will be able to go back after and watch it on Zoom.
Okay.
Interesting. It'll be, there's so much coming through already. I can't even think straight. It'll be uploaded on YouTube and then again on my website.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so one more thing I'm going to do here so that this doesn't drive everybody nuts. Thank you guys. There's a bunch of people on here, members as well, watching, and they have put their cameras off, which is perfect. So I just want to change this so that it just takes it to speaker view. Do you know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean by that, I'm not exactly sure how to do that. So let me try. Give me a second here, hon. No, not rename. Oh my goodness sake. It would help if I like figured out how to work this stuff before I actually made phone calls, right?
All good.
I don't know how to do this. So that's okay, whatever. You guys are just gonna watch me in one tiny little box. Sorry, guys. Okay, Alyssa, are you ready to do this? You're more ready than I am. All right, both feet flat on the floor for me, hun.
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body. And then I want you to blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay, well, I got a pretty interesting puzzle dump there. You know what I mean by puzzle dump, right?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go. Right away, I felt the father figure. Now to the side, and I do remember as soon as he says that it's your father-in-law that's on the other side. But then I get a grandmother figure that steps forward. She feels definitely connected to you. The two of them kind of put this heart around you and your husband and your whole family. And the heart is my symbol for healing. But in this case, I also feel almost like a form of protection, but not like in protection like you are in danger of anything, but it's almost like you're being shielded from anything disturbing your momentum moving forward. I would say that this is momentum moving forward. We're getting something built or we're trying to create something, and they are showing me my signs for serendipity, which is like where the universe is working with you, things being in flow, let go, let God, that kind of stuff. They're very much talking about helping to move you in the direction that you want. And the big message seems to be you are protected. You can do anything. You are protected. You can do anything. And I'm like, okay. Slow this down. Be specific here, guys. So when I ask for specifics, they show me two people working together to create a project moving forward, but I see two merging into one. So I don't know if you had two businesses that you are merging into one, or you are going from having multiple into just one. Like I feel like we're focusing something, and maybe that's causing a little bit of stress or a little bit of a bumpy ride, but this is going in a direction that is for you, not against you. Is any of that making sense?
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
He's really excited about the things with the kids. That's the other thing. Is there something around the kids? You're homeschooling, correct?
Yep.
Because I'm seeing achievement around the corner, but it feels like you can only see weird because I can see achievement right here, but I don't think you see it. I think you're focused on the challenge of it. Does that make sense?
Of the homeschooling?
Yes.
Um, no, not necessarily. Like, I'm not sure what he's getting at with that.
I'm
I mean, maybe it's just like a validation that it's the right thing that I'm doing.
okay. Let me
Definitely.
rephrase. Yes, let me rephrase again because sometimes it can be my interpretation, right? The signs and symbols they show me don't change, but when you validate it the way you do and I understand it differently, it makes more sense. So, because what he's showing me is that when you were looking over here, because we have achievement over here. I wish you were on so you could see me. So I got on one corner, achievement, and then I see that you were looking in the other corner and seeing the challenge or the frustration. But now I feel like we're moving into the being able to see the progress, see the achievement, see how much
Yeah.
better this is for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
And
yeah.
then, okay, perfect. And when I say that, then he's like, I'm so proud of you. But see, here's the thing. I think what you didn't see coming, and I think this is what he's trying to get at, is that this elevated your family to one where we can all work together. We are all cooperating and working together better than we have ever done before. Do you understand that?
Yep.
So by addressing something that you would think was your greatest challenge, you've learned to overcome it. You've learned to master it. Your family feels like a well-oiled machine. And he's putting this heart around, well, because your grandma's like, don't you leave me out this time. I must ignore her sometimes because she's not having it today. And she's saying that this heart is coming around you guys because you're doing so much better. You needed that lesson in how to face those challenges in order for you to believe in yourself moving forward. You didn't think you could do this with the kids. That's why he's showing me you were looking over here and then it bloomed over here because you didn't think you could do this and it turned out so much better than you thought. Now they're merging two businesses or two something like this. Do you know what he's talking about there?
Well, I'm starting a business, like a flour mill, actually, organic flour. in April, it will be here. Um, so I've been focusing on that, whereas my husband has merged his engineering firm into a drilling contractor, and he's the CEO of that company now. So he merged his business into that and hopes to buy that business.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That's what they're putting the heart around right there. Is that one that's merging? When you talked about your business going on over here, yes, I can feel that, but that's not what they're talking about here. They're talking about the momentum because remember what he said, the momentum going forward, they're protecting that momentum. And so just let your husband know, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Like I'm hearing Dory in my head, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Don't let him get frustrated. Just remember, whenever he's like frustrated, I want you to look back at the homeschooling and I want you to remind him that you didn't think you could do this either. And you turned out to be a much better teacher than any teacher your kids have ever had, and they're succeeding much better now than they ever were before. So just because you don't think that you can do something doesn't mean you can't. It just means you haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it yet. Now have you? He's doing a better job than I think he thinks he is. He's a little bit stressed about this, and I think that's why this is his father, right? I think that's why his energy is so strong and saying, please remind him that he's doing a better job than he thinks he is. He needs to just take some time to spend baking in that pride, though. Do you understand? I feel like even though he's so focused on making it happen that he hasn't taken any time to congratulate himself for how far he's gotten already. Do you know what I mean? And you have to soak that energy in because if you're trying to move in a direction and this direction, let's say you want to get to Happy Town, okay? You can't get to Happy Town unless you're on Happy Town Road, which means you have to get on that road. But if you are on Stress Road and you are on focusing on bearing down road, you can't get to the road that you need to be on to get to the town you want to go. So the way that what I'm trying to say, long story short, is the completion of this needs to be, he has to feel what he wants to feel coming in. So if he wants to feel accomplishment, if he wants to feel the finalization of something, oh, I see where they're going with this. Hold on a second. If he wants to see, or if he wants to feel those feelings of pride and accomplishment and rising above the challenge, then he has to focus on the things that he's already done that make him feel that now, which is the homeschooling and the family. And look at how far you guys have come. You took that, because what they're doing is they're showing me a couple of years ago and how, excuse my language, but messed up. And no, I didn't say it. I didn't have to say excuse my language, but how messed up that energy was just 2 or 3 years ago. And you guys have transformed it into something of beauty now. So take some time to revel in that. Take some time to remind him how awesome this is and how great it is and how wonderful you guys have done together. And that melding that he's doing of those businesses will just show up to match that same vibration. And he'll feel all those same emotions that you feel from the homeschooling for this business. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then when that gets going good, your business here though is trucking along. Yours is coming even easier than his, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know why? That's because you are focused on all of these accomplishments. You are feeling how awesome this is. And I can feel the ease that you've got now compared to the beginning of the year when it was so hard. And now it's like it's down to an art form and this is almost easier, right?
Yeah.
And because you have that ease in your vibration, you're pulling ease into anything that you're trying to create. He's really buckled down on forcing this to happen. So tell him to stop forcing it. Let God show up for him and just practice feeling excited, eager, proud, those types of things. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then his dad just gave him a rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. I feel like he needs to go away for his birthday. Is his birthday in like May? March, May. M-A. I'm seeing M-A.
No, it's in August.
What's in May? I know.
Mother's Day?
No, the completion. The completion. That's why it's a rose, because it's an anniversary of it's going to be, I think something is going to be completed. There's some kind of something coming in May that is going to be something you celebrate once a year.
I don't know.
When is this deal going to be signed? I'm seeing contracts, things being signed. Is there something that's looking to be completed soon with this contract around him?
Yep. Yeah, they're definitely looking at, he's waiting for contracts since September on just equity share and stuff like that.
Well, pay attention in May because he's being very specific. Now I just saw M-A-Y, so it's not March, it's May. And something very specific. And his dad is like making me, he's like laughing, almost like your husband will know exactly what this is. Is somebody's birthday in his family in May?
I don't know.
Interesting. That's
It's
okay.
not resonating.
That's okay. If this is not somebody in his family specifically, then this is something significant that's going to happen because there's a lot of joy, there's a lot of love, and it feels like something once a year. It's definitely once a year. So, and I'm seeing celebration around it. So it feels like the forming of contracts, the signing of a deal, it could be a birthday or an anniversary of some sort, but again, it's a celebratory thing. Interesting. You know what he just said? I was like, anything else? He's like, just tell her I know what I'm talking about. We've been playing this little song and dance long enough, Tracy, that I can give you little tidbits that they can verify later. That's funny. It's about interaction again. They do things like this sometimes because they want you to remember they're not dead and that they can help you. And if they can predict things. He just said it's not the first time I predicted something. Interesting. So is that true? See, I know I've read for you enough time, so I'm imagining he said something.
For sure. Yeah, no, he's definitely predicted things before.
So he's saying just trust in that because he knows what he's talking about, and he's really proud of the two of you. Do you have something written down? Because he just, when you took that deep breath, he just ripped up a list. Because you don't need this. You just need to vibrate what you want in your world. Did you have something
Yeah.
written down that you wanted to ask him or ask them?
Well, I always hope that they, validate my concerns about, like, obviously, like, starting businesses or moving, that kind of stuff. The stuff that I have in the back of my mind, they're like my hopes and dreams,
Yeah.
you know? So maybe he's
Well,
just telling me to stop worrying about that stuff.
yeah. That's probably exactly. He's like, exactly. Don't worry about the details. That's what he's trying to say. Don't worry about the details. Try to see the big picture and celebrate the big picture. Because sometimes when we're in the thick of it, the details feel like punishment, not tuition, right? And so you got to get yourself out of that punishment thinking and remind yourself that this is tuition towards the life that you asked for. And it's baby steps and breadcrumbs. They take baby steps and follow the breadcrumbs that they lead you exactly where you're asking to go. And take the time to give yourself the pat on the back. When you're climbing a mountain, you got to stop halfway up and look how far you've come to appreciate and give yourself the strength that you need to keep climbing. They love you so much. Your grandma just wrapped her arms around you and she's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. She's very much loving this new schedule. She's working with you with those kids, just so you know. And she's really proud of the way that you guys have all found this new rhythm.
Yeah, it's been interesting for sure with everything going on in the world.
And yet here you are finding this peaceful, amazing rhythm. Isn't that cool?
Right. Yeah, no, it's been a blessing for us, to be honest.
She's working with you. So keep asking for help. Keep talking to them. You are doing an amazing job. And I'm feeling that you are starting to wake people up around you. They're looking at you like, how is she doing this and not stressing out? And so you're becoming an example for people to follow. And that's really amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful, hon.
Always is. Thanks, Tracy.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye. Awesome. Okay. All right, Jen. Let's go to you. You want to take your iPad off. There you go. Awesome. It's so weird. I get to actually see face to face, right?
I have no makeup.
That's
I
okay.
barely brushed my hair for you.
But you know what? You are like supermodel beautiful, because a lot of us can't show up with no makeup and our hair not brushed and look like that. So,
I'm not seeing the same thing you're seeing, but that's okay.
Trust me, you don't want to see me with no makeup or anything. You're gorgeous. All right. All right. Let's do this. So I want you to put both feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. And I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and blow it straight towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so I do know that your dad is on the other side, and as always, he is the very first energy that I feel here. I do feel a couple of men here. Hold on a second. Sorry, I feel a man and a woman. I think I have both your grandparents on the other side, but they would have, I'm hitting my microphone, they would have been married or together here in the physical world, because they did step forward holding hands and then they let go. So I almost wonder if that was, they were divorced or separated before they passed, or no, as I'm saying this, hold on, slow down. I think so this is dad, but they're not coming through with dad, but I think this is mom's parents. Are both mom's parents on the other side, hun?
No, just so it's her dad and then both of dad's parents are there.
Both your dad's parents are there. That's interesting the way I'm seeing this. Were your dad's parents separated before they passed?
Kind of like we moved grandpa into a home for a couple of years at least. I'm not sure how
Okay.
long. So maybe that.
You know what? Oh, please forgive me. This is where it's hard to be a medium because my job is to say what they show me, and it's not always. So I really get the feeling that your grandma was okay with that. Do you understand what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when
Although grandpa was probably okay with it too because he was hard on her, or she was hard on him.
Okay, so this is what I'm trying to figure out because they're coming forward holding hands. That's my symbol that they were together or married in the physical world, but they don't keep holding hands. She's like, okay, she knows we were married. Now you stand there and I'll stand here. So that actually makes sense. If she was the bossy one, she's still bossing him around. But I get the feeling that he's a-okay to stand here by himself. Like that's what I'm saying. That they have this personality coming through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So your dad is with them, but he's not standing with them. And I think that's why he's making me feel like they fight like an old married couple. So he doesn't stand with them. That's still going on the other side. But there's a gentleman over here for sure on mom's side. And I feel like this is going above her. There is your mom's dad on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's very much, he says you talk to him a lot. He's like, of course I'm here. I'm the one she talks to all the time. I'm seeing, what is this? V.
Yeah. It's Victor.
What is this? You understand the V?
His name is Victor.
Your mom's dad? Uh-oh. Sorry, you froze. Unfreeze. He's trying so hard to get his energy through it froze your iPad. That's okay. That happens when spirit tries to force you through. Your mom's dad's name is Victor?
Yeah, and her name is Valerie, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay, hold on. I could feel the energy and I'm like, what do you mean V energy? What does V mean? Like I was thinking energy. I was not thinking names. So that's interesting. Hold on. He's very much validating that he's got a lot lighthearted. His energy is a lot more lighthearted, I have to say, a lot more playful, a lot more upbeat, I would say, than your dad's parents. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah.
He's really excited about what you've been doing recently, but I feel like it's interesting because we pulled a card right before I started recording and you got the take a nap card. And now that I'm reading your energies and I'm talking Vic's in my ear real loud, he's making me feel like you're going through a bit of a change right now. But it's almost like you're not sure how to make sense of everything in your mind. I feel like you're trying to see the big picture instead of being stressed, but you're not exactly sure how to phrase it, you know what I mean, or how to guide it into the big picture. There's also something about pause. I'm seeing the pause sign in front of you that you're in a stage of in between. You understand that?
No.
Okay, let me try again. So you say no, he says, oh yeah. So, because where you're working right now is not where you're working in a year. You're in a moving energy. Where you are right now is like a pause.
Okay.
You say, okay, but does that mean that you understand it better now?
No.
I didn't think so.
Just fly by the seat of my pants again.
Haha, see, when you say it like that, I know I'm right, and I know he's right, and he's laughing with this interesting energy, because when you say I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now, you're in that, so you don't have anything nailed down. You're not in a job right now that you love, and that this is my everything. That's not where you are right now, right?
I mean, I don't hate it. It's good money and it's easy work. It's just I'm away
There's
all the
life
time.
goals. I want a job that I don't hate, that's good money and easy work.
I'm just away 14 days at a time. But
That's what I mean. And that's exactly what I mean. He keeps saying the pause, the pause, the pause. Were you out, like, were you at home for a 2-week period here? Or is there like a week or two that you were not doing anything?
Well, I'm on my week off. Like I do 2 away and 1 home.
See? Okay, so that's the pause that I'm feeling,
Okay.
right? The work, 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 and then pause, and then work, 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 work coming up here. But I feel like you're supposed to be doing something else. Hold on a second. You've got some conflicting energies around you, Jen. So as far as relationship or love comes in, I can feel my heart just doing this. Is there something that has caught your attention here? Because I'm feeling like, woo, like my vibration is rising. And it's interesting around the work feeling because it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. You went back to this job, or I feel like you were going to leave this job, but then you decided to stay with it. And there's something about this that is changing the vibration of your relationship. I'm not sure how to understand this, but you got 2 vibrations that are affecting each other here.
So when I went away, like to Kitimat, I was working for one company and then I got laid off, but within 24 hours, I was hired back on by the other company. So I just had the 10 days off. But then I have like a camp relationship there.
See, that's why you wanted to go back.
I wanted to stay, yeah. So I knew
Yes.
that layoffs were coming, so I applied for the other company. And so as
So
soon as
that
I got laid off, I
you
could jump
have
ship.
that little relationship that's over there. That's
Yeah.
why work and love feel commingled to me, and I'm trying to pull them apart. That's why you got the take a nap card, because you'll want this to be something that it's not, and there's this energy of wanting to not force it, but want it really, really bad, and I can't make it happen the way that I want it to, and it becomes this conflicting energy in your mind, almost like this white knuckling it energy, this feeling of I can't have it and yet I want it, and it's almost here. It's like the tip of your tongue almost. Do you know what I mean? You get that? You get what he's talking about there?
Yeah.
And yet, here's the thing, they keep showing me the nails. I know that you were doing nails a little while ago and that there was some passion around this, but I feel boredom in this. I feel like it took you to a place that was just like, yeah, this is fun for a hobby. This is not what I want to do all the time. Does that make sense?
Yes and no.
So why are you bored and not doing it? Or if this isn't boredom, because you're not doing it, I can feel it. It's not in your energy.
I'm only doing my own because that's all I can do. And now it feels like a chore because I'm doing it more often because of my timing of being home, right? So I'm doing it every 3 weeks and I wasn't doing it quite that much. And then I always leave it to the last minute. So then I'm rushing
I think
myself
you're supposed to invest in it, honey. So what I mean by that is, have you thought of going to like esthetician school? Have you thought of upgrading your learning so that you can do it professionally? Have you thought of those things?
I did. Yeah.
But
I
you've thought of it. See, this is what I know exactly where they're going with this. You've thought of doing those things, which will take you into a career that you absolutely freaking love. However, you're focused on keeping the job that you have so you can go see this guy that's in a bit of a relationship, but it's not a relationship, but it's a bit of a relationship. So while you are focused on that energy that is up and down, you are distracting yourself from what is awaiting you over here. You understand that?
Yeah, well, it was also kind of COVID stuff because I didn't know what like schooling at the beginning when I was first thinking of it, when I wasn't working. Then the schools were kind of shutting down and stuff, and then I
Everything's
had to
opening
work.
up now. And I think
Yeah.
that the timing of this reading and whatnot is happening because it wants to remind you that there is this amazing future of you going to work every day in a job that you love, being able to come home to your dogs, not having to be away for so long, having children and stability and a family, and everything that you have been wanting for so long is here, is waiting for you. But you have to believe in it more than you believe in a relationship that is not a relationship. Do you see what I'm saying? What that relationship doing is just soothing. It's like taking a Tylenol for the pain instead of addressing the pain. Right?
Mhm.
Your dad and your grandma and your not grandma. Well, yes, your dad, both of his parents, but more so Grandpa Vic. He says Grandpa Vic, not Victor. He is, did you used to call him that? Or am I like crazy because he's screaming it in my head right now?
It was Grandpa Vic, yeah.
Okay. Because you remember how the first thing he made me feel was his energy is all upbeat?
Mhm.
He's trying to infuse you with that energy so that you will have no time for those complacent energies anymore. He wants you, see, I think you're used to complacency. I think you're used to that energy that is neither extremely good or extremely bad. It's almost like a numb feeling. You're so used to that that you're accepting it here and you're literally making choices and decisions that will line up with complacency. The other choice is to believe in your future, believe in your dreams. Stop telling yourself the restrictions. Even as we were talking about, well, this is your dream here before, you're like, yeah, but the schools are shutting down and this is happening and that is happening. And it's like, as long as you are aware of your restrictions and obstacles, you're going to see them more than you're going to see the opportunity. Look for the opportunity because I promise you they're coming in. And I feel like they just showed me a window. There is a window of opportunity coming in for you to embrace your dreams. But you have to believe in yourself more than you believe in that little take the edge off pill. Do you know what I mean? If he is the right guy for you, he's going to follow you here and he's going to offer you a lot more than what he's offering now. And that's what you want, right? You want somebody who's going to invest in you. So first you have to invest in you and then he will line up with you. I promise you. And there is some window of opportunity now. It's like you need to learn this now. You need to learn this now so that when this job is available, you will be right there for it. And just so you know, we are opening the THM Center, which has a spa in it. We need nail techs. Come work for me. There's jobs there waiting for you that you will love. And just invest in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Bring your thoughts back over to there. This is the normal, right? The old way of thinking, that's the normal. But if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
Yeah.
So today, your dad, he kissed your cheek and spun you around and kicked you in the ass and said, I love you very much, but I want you to remember how important you are and how amazing you are. And he's like, and I believe in you, even when you forget to believe in yourself, I'm believing in you. And Grandpa Vic is trying to keep you happy so that you will make choices that align with happy instead of choices that align with numb. You understand?
Mhm.
There is some window. Look for that opportunity. Look, there's like some school, something that is coming up. You're going to get bigger funding. It's going to happen better than you think because the dead, when they are helping you with something, they utilize cooperative incidences, right? So they have arranged some kind of cooperative incidents to line up with these words of advice so that you will go looking at exactly the right moment at exactly the right time. And something is coming into your world that feels a lot more passionate than what you're living now.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Then your dad just put the white blanket around your dog's shoulders, which is my symbol that he's watching over him. You're not going to this vet alone. So he's telling you to just relax. Remember that this worked out before, that this is something that we can deal with because what you are feeling is what comes back, right? So if you're feeling this is the end, then you're going to pull that in. So you're going to feel this is nothing. This is just like a tooth cleaning. This is awesome. This is okay. And then that will be the reality. Do you understand?
Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. They're pulling their energy back. Are your nails done right now, hon?
Kind of.
Did your dad said, tell her you want to see them. Tell her to show you.
Mhm.
Oh, those are pretty.
They need to be done.
And they're like sparkly, right?
Yeah.
That is beautiful. I like that too. Like, I don't like the pointy ones. I like them exactly like that. Not too long, kind of square. Awesome.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a little more pointy this next time, but I don't think I will. It's easier for me to just stay square.
Yeah. Well, stay square for the nails, but not for you. You want to Look for excitement. Choose the excitement. It's about to get fun.
Okay, I'll trust you on that one.
I hope that was helpful.
Yep, it was.
Okay. I'm going to let him pull his energy back, and I'm going to go to you, Steph. Stephanie. There we go. How are you?
Trying to figure out how to work this thing. I was like,
I know this whole COVID thing has given us all an education in how technology works, right?
this is true. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You know what's interesting is I have had you kind of in the back of my mind for the last week, which is interesting to me. Whenever I get that happening, like, because you and I don't talk, I'm not going to say we're not friends, but you know what I mean? We're not like
Yeah.
friends, right? So I try to keep my distance from my clients so that I don't know what's going on in their life, so that it's fresh and I can do my job easier. But I literally have had your name in the back of my head for like the last week or two. So
That actually makes sense because every week I'm like, oh, I forgot to watch. I forgot to get the Zoom. And I would think about it like, oh, I got to remember next week.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that tells me that your intuition has graduated to new levels
Hmm,
because you are able to send your thoughts out and I'm able to pick them up like that.
right.
So you have, that makes sense with what I'm feeling. That's why I was like, that's so weird. It's strange because it doesn't feel like you're in stress. When I
Yeah.
connect to you, you don't feel like you're in stress. So it wouldn't be like I'm picking up something scary or anything. It doesn't feel like that. You
Yeah.
are moving into higher levels of intuition. That's exciting.
Mhm.
All right. Are you ready to do this?
I am.
Okay. Both feet flat on the floor. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and then blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Pause. So, okay, so I'm keeping my eyes closed for just a minute here. I should remember who all your loved ones are by this point, but I don't. I know I have grandma coming here and she's refusing to validate, so you know who she is because she talks to me all the time, she says. But
Yeah,
on this side, do you have an uncle or something that's on the other side as well? Because I
I
got,
do.
okay, somebody above you and to the side coming through
Yep.
on this side. And is that on a different side of the family than grandma?
No, it would be the same side. I'm
Interesting.
trying to think here.
You know what? Remember when you first came on earlier and I said that I got nauseous for a minute, and I usually get that if there's a connection around somebody with drugs, alcohol, something like this.
Yeah.
I'm getting that again.
Hmm.
Interesting. So hold on a second. Because, okay, so I just keep that over here for just a second, because the main thing that came through when we did that puzzle dump is, or when Spirit did that puzzle dump, is they put a big heart around your entire family. And I feel coherence. I feel cooperation. I feel love. I feel excitement. I feel relief. I feel pride. Look at what we've done. I feel like I'm looking at a child going, oh my God, is this really my family? This is like perfect, like perfection going around everything. Everything just feels like it's working and perfect, knocking stuff around, but coordination with each other. Do you understand that?
I do, yeah.
I feel like I'm watching with such an appreciation. Do you have a child in a high chair, honey? I know you said baby earlier, but I'm seeing like toddler,
Yep.
like 2, 3 maybe.
Yep.
Your grandma is so freaking proud of you for how you have handled this child. I don't know what this means. She's putting a white blanket around this child that's in the high chair, which is my symbol for health or stress issues. And then she takes the blanket off and she's like, yeah. And I just feel like such celebration and pride. And she's pointing at you that this is because of you. This is because of all your hard work. What is going on with the child that there was stress or health issues around the child that would be in the high chair?
I don't know. She hasn't been sick or anything, so.
I don't know what this is. Your grandma is saying, she's like, stay with it, Tracy, stay with it. It's so obvious. She's not even thinking about it. What is this? She's taking me to the head. I don't know. Did she fall or something and hurt her head? Because I feel like it's all healed. I don't know what this means.
I'm trying to think of like,
I don't know if she had temper tantrums. All I know is
she has temper tantrums, but they're not that bad. She did have a flat head and she wore a helmet, but that's been a while ago.
Okay, stay with that. Hold on a second. She wore a helmet. Like, is that one of those like clear mold your head kind of helmet? Yeah. Now, when you say this, okay, this is where she's going with this. Hold on a second. Because remember what she was saying is that she's extraordinarily proud of you for the way that you have pulled this situation together, the way that you have harnessed your family into this perfect coherence, that there isn't the chaos or the confusion that we had some time ago. Remember what you were in when she was going through that. There's a feeling of powerlessness when you talk about that. I can feel the beginnings of that is like what, like this situation of having to put a child in this helmet and all of that. But the fact that you've overcome that and how beautiful you've overcome that and how amazing she is. I think she's showing me looking down at the mountain when you've climbed halfway up the mountain. It's almost like that situation, I think, was something that you were extremely scared about and maybe thought that you couldn't do or had a lot of doubts around that. Do you understand that?
Maybe.
And the fact that you came through it, it's so much better coming through it that you can't even remember you were in it when I'm trying to bring it up. I was laughing. She's like, she sailed through this so clearly that when you said, what's the problem with the head? How long did your baby spend in that helmet? Because she's making me feel like she spent a long time.
It was about 6 to 8 months.
There you go. You can't even remember the struggle. Nothing wrong with my baby's head. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. See, she's like, remember, that's what she's wanting you to see right now. She wants you to remember that you are not where you were. You are somewhere new. And this is interesting because I think she's wanting you to remember this because there is a challenge that's coming up in your world. There is one that I can see coming up right here. And she wants you to remember everything you've been through. She wants you to remember that you have your whole family that is together, that is working with you. So whatever this challenge is, you're going to face it together and you're going to get through it on the other side. I'm seeing the house. She's putting the for sale sign on the house, which is my symbol for either renovations, moving, buying, selling a house. I do feel a little bit of stress. If this isn't your house, is there something about buying or selling somebody's house that there's stress around?
No, we're actually kind of pondering whether we're going to sell or what we're going to do. So that's probably what that is. We're just on the fence of what the right thing to do is.
That's why I can't see what the outcome is. I'm asking her, I'm like, well, what do you mean by this? Is she selling? Is she buying? What does this mean? And all I feel is stress. That's what she's talking about. Okay. So now I know what she means. So in order to make this decision, you have to make this decision based on love for yourself and your family. That's why she's putting the heart around this whole family situation, right? So kind of like when you had to put the helmet on your daughter, you didn't want to, but you knew it was in the best interest of your family. Yes, we were going to have to go through some awkward moments. Yes, we were going to have to go through some challenges in order to make this work. But you knew that if you didn't endure those challenges at the time, that would have been so much worse for her now. That's what she's trying to get through to you today, is that you are on to something. The reason why you are starting to think of moving and stuff is because you have put yourself into a place of peace and happiness. It's interesting though, because it feels like the thought of moving is surprising to you. Like, why is this all of a sudden coming up? Why am I pushing on this? Why does this feel like I have to do this now when I love my house? I feel like you love your house. I feel like this is like not really what you want to do, but you're feeling like you have to. And it's this question of why. And that's because you are aligned to peace now. You are aligned to coherence. You are aligned in everything going right in your world. So the situation that you're in now is not matching all of those energies. You need more freedom. You need a bigger yard, or you need this stuff, right?
Yeah.
To help encourage that coherence, to keep that going in the direction you want. So
Right.
if you can remember that, yes, there is some little challenges and things that you're going to have to face when you decide to move, when you make that decision. But at the end of the day, the outcome on the other side of it is going to be so worth it that you won't even remember the challenges a few months after you're done with them. They'll be so far in the past. You're moving into some really amazing things. Like, I don't know, the way it feels for me is that once the last child is in school and full-time school and whatnot, you are able to double down and focus on what your passion is. Are you volunteering somewhere right now? Because it's almost like you're doing something, but you're not getting totally paid for it yet. It's all passion. Now, I'm not saying you're doing this for a job, but not yet.
Kind of. I have started like doing like a motivational blog on my page for like health and wellness. And I kind of joined with a company recently that I really love their products. So I'm kind of like trying to lift people up that way. And
that's why you feel like you have to move. Because in order for you to keep yourself in this motivational space where you feel good, see, we can't help people if we feel depleted. We can't help people if we feel stuck. We can't help people from a position of less than. We have to have a position of strength. So you are a little more psychic than you understand, because as you learn to ask the questions and say, okay, this is what I want, now how do I get there? You get the ideas that come in, but you haven't learned to trust them yet. You're still in the questioning moment of them, right?
This is true because I'm asking and talking a lot and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't
because you're getting the answers. You're just not trusting them.
Yeah.
And that's why she's bringing up the helmet incident, right? Because sometimes the answers feel like bullshit. Excuse my language, right? But it's like, in order for me to get to my kid being healthy and happy, I have to torture her for a year with this freaking thing. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
The only way to get from where we are to where we're going is by embracing those challenges as opportunity. And you, in order to get through that with your child, you had to focus and tell yourself, this is for her, not to her. For her, not to her. And when you first started putting it on and she would scream her freaking head off, you had to remind yourself of that over and over and over again. So as you start moving forward and you start asking the universe, how do I make this happen? How do I implement this? And then you start getting the ideas, well, you got to move. You have to listen to that and then ask some more questions. Well, okay, if I move, why would I move? Well, I would move to be in a better place. If I was in a bigger place and I had more space, would I feel better? Would my family be able to cooperate and maneuver better? Absolutely, we could. Can I afford a bigger place? Well, I have this huge community of cooperative, non-physical loved ones on the other side that are going to help bring me everything I need. That's what they're there for. So your job is to ask for what you need and let them line you up with it. So once you've made the decision to act on the impulse you've been given, so you ask, how do I make this happen? And they show you move. You automatically don't tune those two in because you don't see the relevance between the two. But if you understand that moving puts you into the energy to receive more of that goodness, then you can understand that this is the next piece of the puzzle, right? Once you do that move and spirit helps you with that move, now you are in a position where your cup runneth over. And when your cup runneth over of happiness and wisdom, you know, have happiness and wisdom, it's spilling out onto everybody around you. That's exactly how this little dance works. But it doesn't mean that there's no challenges. Does not mean there's no challenges. It means the challenges are there for us to overcome. I do want to say one more thing, that your grandma is saying that, first of all, she's pointing to my cross. She loves my cross. I don't know if you can see it. I have like a rosary hanging here from my lamp that I have.
She does love your cross, 100%.
She keeps saying, I love your cross, Tracy. That's new. I love this. I love this. I love this. Slow this down. I forgot where I was going with this because she got me all excited about the darn cross. She goes, no, we can leave it there. And there's just this peaceful energy that comes in. She wants you to remember that there's a lot more. That's why she's bringing up the cross. There's a lot more people than just you waiting on you to line up with these healthy choices. Because when she showed me the cross, then I saw all the souls behind you, that as you are moving into becoming the person you have always been meant to be, you are going to help so many people along the way. And so whenever you need help and whenever you need guidance, you just ask and they will come and show up to give you whatever it is you need. There we go. So that's what she's saying in the back of my head, is that this is where the cross comes in, is that the Bible says that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. It does not say there will be no weapons formed against you. You understand the difference?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's warning you about this because I do feel some competition as you are talking about embracing this new lifestyle or whatever this is that,
Mm-hmm.
that we were just talking about. She is talking about how that when you do that, you may get competition, you may get challenged from somebody else. And if that happens, I just want you to roll up your sleeves and go, ha ha, suckers, you forgot about all my non-physical friends. You can't
Mhm.
compete against them. And
Right.
remember, and you repeat that to yourself, that the Bible says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. You're going to see the weapons. You're going to see them all lined up, pointed against you. And you got to laugh in the face of them. It's kind of like, have you ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
You know that scene where he's like, they're shooting at Neo and he's like,
He's like, yeah.
got to
Yeah.
have that energy. So if and when this situation comes to you see that there's bullets coming your way, just put your hand up, stop it, and ask for your friend's help, and that help will flood in. You're doing a better job than you think you are, but you definitely need to move. This is the next step in making choices and decisions that are in alignment with your family, working together and being in coherence. And I think it's very important because it almost feels like you're outgrowing your environment. Maybe now that baby's getting bigger and stuff like that. And if you keep yourself in this squished environment, then you feel suffocated, you feel pressured, you feel challenged, and you can't grow when you're in that environment. So you
Mhm.
need a good environment to grow in because there's some great things coming your way. Really quickly too. I think it's going to happen quicker than you expect. Remember, when spirit gets involved, they line things up quicker than we expect. And if
Yeah.
you're starting to get that impulse that you need to buy a house, you need to buy a house, that means that the house that you want is ready, is going to be ready for when you look, because spirit doesn't give you that inclination until it's ripe for the picking. You know
Right.
what I mean? So slow this down. And then she's like, your grandma's so cute. She's like, can we celebrate birthdays now? And she's talking about doing cakes differently. So I don't know what this is. I don't want that. She's showing me health cakes that my friend used to make, and they were nasty. I don't know what this is. Are you on a diet or something? Are you thinking of making birthday cakes without sugar?
No, no, but we've had a lot of birthday cakes and I kind of like fought myself whether I was going to eat them or not eat them because they were full of sugar, but I ate them.
You know what? Your grandma is saying eat the friggin' cake. Don't
Yeah.
eat the whole cake, but eat a piece of cake
Yeah.
and enjoy the little bit of sugar that you have.
Mhm.
And she's really proud of you for making that choice and decision because she's like showing me, oh yeah, you've lost a lot of weight and stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
That's what she's showing. And she's like, you know what? And you don't keep it off by worrying and stressing that every single thing you eat is going to make you fat. That will only make you fat. You eat the cake and then you remember and you talk yourself through. And I think this is what you did. And this is why she's showing me she's proud of you, because you ate that little piece of cake and you took care of yourself afterwards. You said, you know what, Stephanie, I'm going to enjoy this cake. And then I'm going to run a little bit extra, or I'm going to do a little bit extra afterwards to make up
Mhm.
for it. And now life is good. We
Yeah.
don't have to live in a state of lack. We don't
Mhm.
have to live in deprivation. We can
Exactly.
have it all. We just have to be willing to put in a little bit of discipline.
Mhm.
And that's why she's so freaking proud of you. And she said, now you've used this as far as eating, as far as weight loss, as far as your daughter, as far as all of these different situations in your life. Now it's time to use that same mentality and kick it into your future, because things are going to get so exciting and so amazing.
I'm so happy.
Quicker than you think. I see you working in this by the end of the year, just so you know. If you keep following those impulses, I can see them lining you up with this before the end of the year.
That's awesome.
She's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful.
It was very helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Right. You're very welcome. I will let it go for that, for there. Maria, I see you're on here too. However, I know we just read for you a couple of weeks ago. So I'm guessing you just came on to watch, which is awesome. And I want to remind everybody that you can come on and watch if you would like. That is the best way to get all of these readings, because sometimes they get interrupted. Like my tarot readings got shut down a couple of times. The internet kept kicking out. But please remember, if you're a member, you can get a message once a month for sure. So keep coming on and watching. And I just got to pull a card for you, because they just choked me out and said, just pull a card. She has a question. Pull a card. She has a question. So the card I just pulled for that, Marie, was the Ace of Wands. So the one thing about that I love about the Ace of Wands is that, well, not so much in this deck, the thumb doesn't really go up. But in the other decks, the thumb actually goes up. Like literally, it's like holding onto the thing with the thumb up, and it's a thumbs up. This card means yes. Whatever it is that your question is in the back of your mind, it's yes. Focus on that and yes, move forward. Awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I hope, did that help at all?
I'm not sure.
What is this question? What are they trying to tell you to move forward for?
I don't know, probably live my life.
Embrace the creative, embrace the new, embrace the passion, let go of the old, outdated, embrace the passion. Are you in the process of change right now, hon?
No,
Well, the
not
Ace of
moving or
Wands,
anything.
the Ace of Wands represents new. It represents new path, new career, new change, implementation, ideas, passion, that kind of stuff.
I'm not sure.
Interesting. Honestly, I'm asking right now, what does this mean? And it, all I get is that this is where you're supposed to be going. This is where you're supposed to be moving into. It's a yes, it's a yes, it's a yes. What? I feel like there's a question you've been asking. Maybe you didn't really quite ask it to me, but it feels like there's a question in the air, in the universe is trying to give you an answer. Nothing is an accident. So me pulling a card right as I'm trying to end it is not an accident. Them screaming yes in my head is not an accident. Interesting. Is there someone in your world that is trying to move forward in business, career, trying to implement something new, something fresh? Would you have a question about somebody in your world? I wonder if I'm getting children or somebody that is close to you like this that you're worried about as far as business or work or something like that.
Well, my daughter's finishing high school, but I'm not sure when she's doing the next phase.
No. Now you got me curious, Marie. Now I have to ask your loved ones. I have to call them in and go, what the heck are you talking about? So you do a quick grounding for me.
Sure.
All right, feet on the ground. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body and blow it straight through the phone or straight through the computer at me. Give me a minute to focus. Oh, okay. What that means is you're supposed to be moving into, oh, that's very clear. I don't know who the lady is, if it's mom or grandma, but there's a very comforting lady that just stepped forward. She's not really validating who she is. She's just explaining the card. And she's making me feel like a complacency vibe, and that she's wanting to move you towards passion. I feel like they're trying, she showed me the watering can. She turned the Ace of Wands into a watering can over your head of like trying to water you with passion and ideas and momentum moving forward. It's almost like not a boredom, well, kind of like a boredom or complacency. It just feels like your present is not filled with a huge amount of passion and excitement, and it kind of feels like the same old, same old. Do you understand
That's
that?
true. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
So what they're trying to tell you is to focus on passion, focus on implementing ideas and things that make you feel useful. That's why I get a work energy around this, and that make you feel just full of passion and excitement, that it's better than feeling nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So look for the challenges yeah, that was not an accident. I heard that come out of my mouth and I tried to backtrack, and your grandma, I don't, is your mom still here in the physical world?
No.
I didn't think so. I said, Grandma, she stopped me there too. And I heard, Mom, sorry. Your mom is very much trying to guide you towards things that will bring happiness in your world. But I think you're used to being in this energy of, I don't want to rock the boat. It's like everything is just okay. And that's better than being bad. So I'm just going to stay here. But I feel like they're trying to water you, and that's literally the way they're showing me, like with a watering can, trying to bring you these ideas that will take you towards passion, new ideas, new enterprise, new.
Sounds okay.
So watch. What that means is watch for your mom to send you these signs, honey. That means watch for the cooperative incidences. So if you're driving down the street and then you see this sign like, oh, here's the vacation I wanted to take. Let's say you always wanted to go to Banff and you wanted to stay at a bed and breakfast or something, but we've been shut down this whole time and it's not even possible. So let's say all of a sudden you're driving along and you see this sign going, bed and breakfast now open, half price. That is a sign. That is alignment. That means jump on it right now. Something that has passion and excitement and joy in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are trying to align you, and your mom especially is trying to align you with experiences that will bring joy and happiness into your world and kick you out of that complacency. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's funny because I was driving with my daughter, and there was a street sign, and the street sign name was Banff.
Shut up right now.
So, and my daughter thought Banff was in BC, so I told her it wasn't. I've been there actually.
Wow. So your
That's
mom,
kind of funny.
yeah, your mom is there's no such thing as coincidence.
Mhm.
Well, there is, but it means cooperative incidences. It is the language of spirit. It is them trying to talk to you. And for your mom to give me that analogy when you just had that experience, she's
Mhm.
absolutely talking to you. You need some more
Mhm.
joy in your life. You need
Yeah.
some more new in your life. You need some more passion. And you need to watch for the cooperative incidences in your life, because it's not fluke or random. It's your
No.
mom. And on that note, she said, please let her know she's doing an amazing job as a mom. You are an amazing mom. She
Thank
just
you.
says that over and over and over and over again. And I don't think you hear that enough. Because she's showing me the pinky finger again, which is my symbol for more mothering ability in your pinky finger than most people do in their whole body. And she's just extraordinarily proud of you and wants you to know that she is walking this path with you. That's what the sign is about. She wants you to feel her presence and remember that
good.
you're not alone on this.
That's good. I didn't expect that. I was just listening.
I know. He's like, I'm just listening. I knew that.
I'm working while I'm listening. So,
Aw. Well, there you go. Pays to listen.
yes, it does.
Awesome. Well, you have a great rest of your day as well, Marie.
You too.
And everybody
Bye.
else, I will see you guys all again on Saturday. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.